Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Yes, so a new Minister of Defense has been nominated or appointed, or anyone, whether built to or set to or has already become anyone. The new Minister of Defense, you know him, CDS, Christopher Musa, replacing the former Chief of Defense Staff. You know him, the one that said terrorists are hiding in the forest and bombs cannot actually penetrate those forests yet. And ever since, Musa got nominated, a lot of Nigerians have been praising him, pouring encomiums on him, celebrating him, saying he's the best thing that could happen to Nigeria after jollof rice or fried rice, or even bangara itself. And I'm wondering, is it not the same Christopher Musa that was CDS until last month? The same person that superintended over the repentance of so-called terrorists and reintegration back into the society. Why are Nigerians acting as if they have amnesia? Saying all manner of things. It is this same Christopher that superintended over repentant terrorists, or whatever you call them, bandits or whatever, sowing ashebi for them, reintegrating them back into the society. Wonders. The same person that sat on the list of the so-called terrorists, terrorist financiers or funders, and refused to release the list. I know saying under order, but it's still the same person. So why are we acting as if we are forgotten? In case you are forgotten, I'm here to remind you. Let's watch the video of him saying they released, they rehabilitated, or anyone reintegrated 120 terrorists back into the society.
I just can't understand why anybody will wake up and say that we're killing people when we're actually not doing the same. And guess what? Where the Giwa barracks you were talking about, we have all the humanitarian agencies working there. You have the UN working, local and international organizations are working. Are we saying they are complicit? There is nothing we're doing in the back. So if they don't say it, which means Amnesty International is equal, and Amnesty is equally there. So which means they're equally accusing all these other organizations of being complicit.
So just to be clear, you would be prepared to go to the ICJ in The Hague and answer these accusations?
We're not scared of anything because we don't have anything of such.
We've seen Boko Haram regroup and regroup and regroup. What is your answer to that? That you have in some way fed the insurgents?
The problem is that I think we've talked to the international community. Let's find out the funding. When they started surrendering, by the time we left, so as we speak, we have over 120,000 that have surrendered. Most of them, when you find them, they are coming with hard currencies. How did they get them? How are they funded? How did they get the training? How did they get the equipment?
What is your suspicion?
Well, maybe an international conspiracy. You don't know. Who knows? How are they be able to sustain themselves for 15 years? That is one question I think everybody should ask himself. For Nigeria to be able to hold them, and you go to Nigeria, everything seems to be working well.
You must have an idea. I mean, let's not talk about international conspiracy theories. Let's give some hard facts.
Well, I just leave it at that. I'm sure they know, and I'm sure everybody knows that these are the challenges we're facing that needs to be addressed. So the UN need to come in to ensure that, because we need to trace the funding. How are they sustaining themselves for 15 years?
What does the UN coming in mean? What does that look like?
Track the funding. It's international flow. We don't have control over that.
Whose interest is it to see Nigeria destabilized?
Well, I don't know. You don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Welcome back. This is still your same Musa, refusing to call out the names of those who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, claiming they could be from outside and the rest of it, playing politics with it. The same thing that made mention that another 60,000 have been reintegrated back into the society. Let's also watch that video.
The enemy we're dealing with is an enemy who has no borders, and they do not care what they do. And I can tell you it is not only on those aspects. We also have part of politics in it, part of sabotage in it. There are certain individuals that feel if they do this, they will make the country ungovernable or make it seem as if nothing is being done. And that's why they want to do everything. People are discussing with even the terrorists to make sure that they continue pushing their agenda to make Nigeria look as if it is unsafe. I can assure you that Nigeria is safe and Nigeria will continue to be safe. I'm sure you've seen the statistics of those how a lot of foreigners and Nigerians that came in for the holiday, having confidence that security is returning into Nigeria. We will continue to do that. They were not captured, they surrendered because we were able to put in measures to ensure that we deny them a lot of things, especially the oxygen, like I mentioned, getting phones, getting food, and all these things. And so a lot of them felt, and we gave them the window that if you come out, we'll take you in. And what we did is that anytime they came out, the first thing we did is that we were working together with the state government, working with the DSS, with the police, and the NIA. They were being profiled. Those ones that are really active members are kept at the side, while those, what we realized again is that not everyone that was part of it is a terrorist. Some of them were conscripted, some of them were forced, some were enslaved. So we're able to separate those aspects. And you know, I mentioned that over 120 surrendered. Out of this number, over 60,000 were children. Now, what were the terrorists doing? In the past, they used to capture communities and then force men, especially adults, to join them, whether they like it or not. If you refuse, they behead you. So you had no choice. But now that it became difficult, that they don't have any territory, they don't have a means of doing that, they now decided to start impregnating the women. And what they do is that if a woman gives birth, when she's 4 months after giving birth, they impregnate her again to have. They were trying to produce a new set of terrorists. And to us, those new sets will have been most dangerous. Why? Because we know for humans, any society that you grow in, what you see is what you think that is normal. Now, those guys, those kids growing up in a society where killing is rampant, beheading, and all sorts of inhuman activities, they will not have empathy. They will not have sympathy for anything. And that's why we're happy that over 60,000 have surrendered. And they are. So we have women, the elderly, and these children that have been kept outside. Those main actors are going through the eradication, and investigation is ongoing. Those ones found to be culpable will be tried. And I'm sure you know that the Attorney General has been prosecuting them of recent. We're taking those of them that were found to be free, taking them to Operation Safe Corridor in Gombe, where they are being de-radicalized, and then giving skills, because we understand that poverty, unemployment, hunger, illiteracy, these are aspects that also aggravate this issue. So we must address them. And that's why it's important for us to have a final solution. I always go back to this: good governance. Our local governments must work well. Our governors must work well. We must have infrastructure. We must have food. We must have schools so that we remove illiteracy, because part of this issue is with illiteracy. I mean, some of them are being told that if a soldier kills you, you are going to paradise. And if you kill a soldier, you have blessing. So you see those worked ideas, which is not religious, it's not Islamic, it's not Christian. Evil people have taken advantage of them and using them. And what we also realize is that their commanders are living larger than life across the border, because they are surviving around the no man's land between Nigeria and these other neighboring countries. So that's why I always insist that it's important that we work together with these countries. We don't want them to leave ECOWAS. We want them to remain in ECOWAS so that we can continue to work. Whether those countries want their own kind of governance, it is left for them. But it's important that we work together.
Nigerians, you guys don't cease to amaze me. You guys don't cease to amaze me. Only if you can actually see that it's the same person. It's the same person. It's the same person that, that has been here all this while insecurity was ravaging the country, and is still ravaging the country. He's not an outsider. He's been here right from the very onset, or the very beginning. He has seen it all, he knows it all, and he's part of it all. Let's get those thoughts of yours rolled in the comment section, I beg. Make person they at least they see front small for this country where bandits they won't overrun. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, I beg.